GSL Season 2.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the elimination match, the second last series of the broadcast here. We're here to determine the first player to be knocked out of the group. As welcome back, of course, to the 2026 GSL Season 2 Round of 8 Group A. Hero, he's the first player to advance on into the semis. And now one of our players here will be leaving us tonight and be knocked out of GSL. Will it be Clem? Will it be Classic? Clem, of course, making his debut in GSL for the first time and has had a bit of a rocky start here. Did take a map and did go to the ace match against Cure, but expectations are high. Despite that, it's a brutal group, right? This is a group of death. We got Hero, Classic, Clem, and Cure. I can see any pairing here advancing on. Hero's off first. Who's left? Clem, Cure, Classic. Only one of these three Titans can advance on into the semis. It's brutal, baby. It's brutal. Aye. But really, we can all just blame Classic for that. We can for those that are curious, Classic did struggle in group stage 1, and Classic came out second in his group. Because of that, that's why Classic is here. If he had came out first, he'd be in the other group. He'd be in group B, which in my opinion would have been an easier group, to be honest. But he got stuck here in group A instead. He did have a bit of a rocky performance in the round of 12, which led into this Titan beast of a group. And I mean, I can see Clem even being knocked out here and now as well. Classic does have a very good record against Clem in recent months, to the point where I'm concerned for our French Terran. I want to see him make it to the top 4. Like, I want to see him at the offline event over in Korea, but the pressure's on. The pressure is on. It all comes down to this series to see if his tournament run continues. Let's go. Let us go. As our players are getting ready, vetoes are underway, of course. Bearing in mind that Clem will be playing Terran, he only plays Protoss against Terran players. Against Protoss and Zerg, he will embrace his Terran side of things. And again, Clem, he is, I would say, the best Terran player in the world. You don't get better than Clem when it comes to TvP. He is a beast, he's a Titan, and he can thrive here. And we'll see if he can showcase that here at GSL. Remember, of course, that this is a preparation-based tournament. Players have had time to prepare for these matches, and you know that also that goes both ways. Of course, I'm sure that Classic is also coming in prepared for his eventual Terran opponents, as he hasn't shown his PvT yet tonight. He has yet to showcase his PvT only versus Protoss so far. Let's go. Let us go. Just catching up in the chat, baby. Yeah. Just see Magnath asking about people asking questions. Yo, you're the Magnath. That's a self-report that you have not been watching GSL all year. For those that are curious, we did discuss this last season, but it is different that we have the English casters asking the interview questions. That was the case last season as well. That is because there is no official Korean stream. There's no official Korean casters, no official Korean stream. We do have community casters and community coverage from the Korean side of things, but no official broadcast. So that is why both Tasteless and State do handle the interviews, and it's their first time doing so. That's why in season 1 I was a little bit more lenient, just because it's their first time. But coming into season 2, I mean, now they've got a season under their belt, you know, and a Tasteless has learned nothing. He's still just, what are your goals? every interview, regardless of who it is. You know what's gonna happen? We're gonna have our champion crowned, and Case is going. So, what are your goals coming into the end of the season, Fab? Yeah, let's go. Thankfully, if you recall, the English commentators do not ask questions for the offline portion. That is the Korean casters. They do handle that sort of thing for the offline segment specifically. Let's go. Let us go. Been watching with the brain off, baby. Oh no, not like this. But it looks like our players need some time. Looks like they do need some time here to get ready. Hopefully, there aren't many issues here when it comes to sorting out our players and sorting out lobbies and sorting out servers as well. I'm sure that's maybe a part of it. Maybe we got to flip some coins to determine whether we begin on US West or US East, for example. As Clem, of course, is playing from Korea. Sorry, from Europe, I meant to say. It's playing deadlock in between games. Oh no. Oh no. Clem, he's lost in the rift, Bappy. He's lost in the rift. That's the best way to practice Protoss, to be fair. He's getting ready for his rematch versus Cure. True, true. He's playing facing against Clem right now. No shot. No shot. That'd be wild. I mean, that'd be wild. But yeah, so far again, we're just kind of getting ready for that. Once again, if you want to support the GSL, you can do so via the Patreon. Patreon.com/GSL is a way to support and a way to hopefully fund the next season of GSL. As I mentioned previously, there is a chance that this is the final season of GSL in 2026. If we don't reach that stretch goal over on Patreon, then we will not have a third season, but we will at least have GSL CK. And GSL CK has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a blast. A little bit limited from the international side of things, from the foreign side of things, just because when it comes to like interviews and player POVs, it's all in Korean, so it's a little bit more catered towards the Korean audience in that sense, but it's still been a very fun tournament. It's been a very fun event in general. Has been GSL CK. Otherwise, of course, shout out to Intel for sponsoring. Intel Onside for sponsoring the event. Intel Onside. I feel like we should have an onside logo here as well. I feel like it's kind of weird that we don't. A little bit odd. AMD's better. AMD would be better if they sponsored GSL. True, true. Get on it, AMD. Get on it. SMH my head. They got a sponsor to earn that. They got a sponsor. Are onside sponsoring? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. It looks like we have our players. We have our players. We are set up. Let's go. I mean, let's go. As we do have our players ready for us here. Classic stepping into the ring. Vetoes are now done. Shout out to the shelf of trophies there as Clem. Yo, we gotta. I know that it's quite early here. It's quite early in Europe. So Clem, we gotta lock in, but we gotta wake up. You know, down some coffee. No, you're not. No yawning. As I mentioned previously, Clem, he usually wakes up at around like 4 p.m. So it's very early in Europa. But here we go. Here we go. Visas are done. Game 1 will be at Winter Madness. Game 2, Ruby Rock. And Game 3, 10,000 feet. We have our 3 maps lined up ahead of us here. And interesting set of maps here. When it comes to vetoes, Clem got rid of Title Citadel, Celestial Enclave, and the Old Republic. Got rid of mainly some of these larger maps, of course. These are standard vetoes in TvP. Classic, getting rid of some of the smaller maps. Tourmaline, of course, infamous for hyper aggression. Mothership has that RNG factor. And, of course, we are getting into our first game. Let's go. Let's jump on in. We have our TvP as spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness. We have the South Green Protoss player, the Blue Protoss for his pro. It is a classic. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the French Terran. It is Clem for Team Liquid.
Game paused.
Here we go. As it looks like we have a bit of a pause. Hopefully everything is okay. Hopefully all is good. But again, if you're curious, as I mentioned, Onside does sponsor GSL, and you can actually see the logo bottom right. Right now it says Intel on that bottom right graphic on the overlay. And then bam, Onside. You see the Onside logo as well. But looks like there might be a bit of an issue here. Again, you know, sometimes there are some technical issues that are outside of our control, but hopefully nothing too crazy, hopefully nothing too serious. Hopefully Classic can clear that up. They had the map Radeon made. Did that make it to the ladder? Question mark? Did that... Radio. That's a Brood War map. Oh. That's not good enough. That's not... not good enough, pappy. That was showcased last year. Okay. Nah, we're SC2 enjoyers here, not Brood War. S the AMD. No. But yeah, hopefully everything clears up. Worst case scenario, we can of course resume from replay. But here we go. We're jumping back into our first game. Valorant. We're jumping to our first game. From here, welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is one of the larger maps of the map pool, longer rushes by ground, and more defendable bases. Despite that, if you recall, Cure did attempt to all in on this map previously with mixed success, and we'll see if how we change our approach in this different matchup between Classic and Clem. Let's go. Let us go. When I say mixed success, it did not succeed. It was. Oh wait, no, sorry, it did. I guess kind of. Sorry, I was thinking about a different map here, but that was when we had the base trade, if you recall, the quote-unquote base trade, where Cure did commit across the map and Clem recalled to his fourth base. True. So we'll see if we once again get some aggression out of Clem. What I should emphasize is that Cure, he had his own kind of mantra when it came to his TvP. It was just hyper aggression, non-stop all-ins, and very little mid to late game. I'm curious if Clem will embrace that. It is a stylistic choice, and no one really likes going into the mid to late game, especially as a Terran player. You kind of just has to stay at home and turtle up and build up your ghosts, build up your liberators, and be hyper defensive, and then slowly break out. The issue with Winter Madness, as we mentioned previously, is that it's quite difficult to maintain a fifth base as a Terran player, just because the fifth is just so open and so exposed. Trying to claim a fifth base while your opponent has full map control, especially classic level players, is very difficult. Classic, he thrives in the mid to late game. He arguably has the best late game PvT in the world. So I'm sure that Clem wants to avoid that situation as best he can. Wants to avoid that scenario. Meanwhile, CC on the high ground was initially a double gas opener, double gas faster factory, delayed CC. Players are building up. And likewise, going to be a Twilight Council opener at a Classic. Now, we did see a very intense and a very diverse series with Hero earlier, where Hero Game 1 went for a proxy Stargate, for example, and was mixing in some hyper-aggressive builds, even going into Dark Templar at times. I don't really think Classic is really one to embrace that too much. Again, he does thrive in longer games, typically. Very different kind of Protoss. Very different. So now, Blink is on the way, much more standard opener, and we'll see if Classic does go for a singular gateway into a third base. So far, 2-gate Blink, 2-gate Blink into a Robo. And eyes are on Classic to see if he throws down instead a third expansion or another gateway. At this point, it should be a third. Oh, no, never mind. Third gateway gets thrown down. Classic playing safe. At the same time, Clem does move out across the map with his initial drop. Remember, he did open up with a double gas, a faster factory, faster starport, 1-1-1. Classic will delay mining, but very nice save out of Clem. This will delay the orbital, though. True. Orbital is going to be delayed. Joel moves in, there's a recall back home, and Classic will hold. Yeah, he shuts down the drop, zones away Clem. Reaper pokes into the main base, getting eyes on gateways, and might even get a probe. So Clem looking to delay the third base, and gets a Stalker, not bad. Gets one, can he get two? He can. He's hunting down the second probe at the same time. The Reaper is left idle in the main. Reaper is picked off. Clem does give chase, catching out to that second Stalker. And not a bad trade here. So Clem, he will lose 1 Marine. He does get 2 Stalkers and delays a 3rd. Does lose the Reaper as well. At the same time, Classic going for his own counterattack as he moves out. Raven moves in, catching up more probes. We're getting messy. We're getting messy, Pappy. Ooh. As he does not get the Cyclone. Oh my goodness, he doesn't get the Cyclone. Yeah, Cyclone base survives somehow, some way. Classic, he did miss control. Tank is in position. And Clem holds. Clem, he holds, he defends well. Yes, Classic does threaten the main. Diving in, trying to find some counter damage here. 4 Stalkers taking 1-shot SCVs, getting 1, 2, 3 SCVs so far. This time, once again, we'll knock at the Cyclone. Clem with some very clutch micro. Saves the Cyclone. Pinning down Classic. And we're building up into a longer game state. Charge on the way. Colossus production has begun. Classic securing his 3rd. There's that recall back home, saving the War Prism. Meanwhile, Clem, he is going for the early push. This is very similar to what Cure did, if you recall. This is hitting pre-step. So Clem, he moves out. Classic does spot this. It's on the Classic to slow this down. It does attempt to. Let's have the Observer. Stalkers are getting picked up. And losing 1, losing 2 Stalkers. Tanks are trying to get within range. They're sieging. There's 1 Colossus to defend, but now there's 3 siege tanks. He blinks in, he gets 1. Yeah, 1 tank goes down, and it looks like he will clean up all 3. 1, 2 tanks fall. There's 1 tank remaining. Oh my god, the Colossus does crumble, and Clem he's breaking through. He's gaining ground. He's barely gaining ground here. Still has 2 tanks remaining, getting within range of the 3rd Nexus, and the base is gonna fall. Zealot Warpins maybe. Oh god, the Zealot Warpins are denied. Yeah, massive denial. But Clem, can he keep this up? Zealots, they charge in. Tanks, no friendly fire. Very nice retargeting. GG gets called. Clem overwhelms, and Clem takes game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Just like we saw with a Cure previously, we saw Clem likewise move out pre-stim, move out with 3 tanks and break Classic. Classic did scout this ahead of time, was able to engage ahead of time, but despite that was not able to stop Clem from snowballing out of control. Wasn't able to stop him. Nice target firing at Clem on the Colossus, on the Stalkers, on the main army, and Clem is now 1 game away from claiming the series. Uno más, papi, uno más. Whew. GG, well played. 1 more game is all that Clem needs. Up next, loading into Ruby Rock. A much smaller map in the map pool. Shorter rush distance by ground. Aggression here is favored. Aggression is favored. So we saw the same build on Winter Madness twice now in different series from 2 different players, from Cure and from Clem. Again, it hits quite hard. Like, it's a very early push and early timing. I will say that Classic had a better reaction, a better response this time, but still was unable to stop the Terran army. Unable to stop him. And let's go. We're jumping to game 2 here. We're hoping for a back and forth. I want to see a series, but the pressure is on, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the French Terran player, the Red Terran. It is Clem for Team Liquid. Yo, we just gotta speed through the intros, pap. Yeah. Gotta speed through them. And welcome to Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock is a smaller map of the map pool. Aggression is favored on a map like this. Now, last time we were featuring Ruby Rock, Hero did go for a proxy Stargate. Meanwhile, this time we're expecting something more standard here out of our 2 players. Classic moving out for a probe scout, so no shenanigans out of Classic. Be settling in. Meanwhile, double gas open out of Clem. Similar to last game, double gas into a faster factory, into a delayed CC. Last game, this led into the early Marine Cyclone drop, if you recall. We'll see if we open up the same once again. This classic is being very annoying. Oh, he wants that SCV. He wants it. Oh, he wants it. He wants the SCV. Un poquito más. Oh my god. As he settles for another worker, they're both very low on HP. That probe. He wants it. Oh my god. He wants the SCV. Casito, papi Casito. He comes back in. Once again, Clem does pull away. Some intense micro this early on. Here's two workers are zoned away from the mineral line. They cannot mine. He's trying. Classic moves in. Oh my god. Yeah, he moves in once again. And a Casito almost just barely not able to engage. Factory has been thrown down. And again, nice control here by Classic, just causing some chaos here early on. There's a recall back home. Classic, he escapes. He gets away with the probe. The value probe, happy. The boy. The boy himself. So from here, we're just getting back into our games. Again, just causing some inefficiencies out of Clem early on. Some slight inefficiencies. As Reaper breaks in, confirms the expands. Zoned away by the Stalker, nothing crazy. As for now, Clem does open up Reaper Hellion. No early Cyclone. Interesting. No early Tech Lab, I should say. Not yet. As we are committing a little bit harder here into Reaper Hellion. At the same time, Classic going for his own take of choice, going for his own Twilight Council. Most likely into Blink. Reaper does pick in. And does he scout the take of choice? He does. Yeah, confirming Blink Stalkers, confirming the Twilight Council at least. He gets a probe. He gets one. Does he get two? Shouldn't be able to. And does not. Yeah, just the one probe. From here, players are building up. We have our Gateway Explosion. I believe this is 3-gate Blink. 3-gate Blink Stalkers out of Classic. Very safe play once again, going for the Robo. Meanwhile, Clem building up his own 3-1-1 setup. Nothing crazy, just moving out with some drop play, moving out with Harass. He has Reaper Hellion on the map. It's Reaper Hellion and his Widowmine drop. But now Classic is distracted. Uh-oh. I'll snipe one of the Reapers. Drops him between the bases. And does like the mining. Shouldn't get any massive kills here. Cashing out a Stalker. Blink is not yet done. Dropping to the main base and will not burrow in time. Whew. Clutch hold out of Classic. He holds, he defends. Bearing in mind that Classic did throw down extra gateways, so he does have extra warpins available. Is moving out. But there's no Prism, if I recall correctly. Yeah, no Prism, so just claiming a third base, maintaining some kind of map control. Trying to at least. Hellion does catch a probe, nothing major. Hellion gets eyes on the gateway counts. And Clem getting ready back at home. So 2 bunkers of the natural, tank in the main. Clem looking very secure on 2 bases. Now from here the question becomes, does Clem commit or do we expand? We have yet to really experience a 3-basing Terran player this tournament, this broadcast, sorry, I should emphasize. This entire broadcast we have not seen a Terran player claim a third. Does that change here and now? I say claim a third. We haven't seen a Terran player like fully saturate a third base. True. We'll see if we get there. We Because technically, Kira did get a third against Clem earlier, but we did not see full saturation. That was the game of Winter Madness. That's Classic building up in towards Colossus, throwing down extra gateways, securing his mid-game army. Meanwhile, Clem's still waiting for his upgrades. I could be mistaken, but I don't see an eBay. Yeah, no eBay, no +1. He is moving out with drops, but I don't really see much leading into a longer game state here. Finally, okay, there it is. eBay now gets thrown down. So Clem thinking about +1. Thinking about a longer mid-game. Otherwise, why throw down the eBay? Clem is moving out. Behind this, Clem should be expanding. Eric's in, takes up a pylon. Main army through the center. Nice catch on the Stalkers. He gets one, he gets two. Yeah, very nice big two Stalkers go down, and I was waiting for it. There it is, third CC. So Clem is expanding, is not going for an all-in. He's being aggressive, don't get me wrong, but is still expanding. Oh, Clem with the ninja, sorry, Classic with the ninja base. I say ninja, I mean it's still on his side of the map, but does claim his fourth, a little bit further out. Hidden expansion for Classic. Clem looks like he will scout, he will confirm. Based on the rally. Classic does try to break out, catching a tank. Does bleed out a lot of Stalkers though. A bit of a back and forth trade here. At the same time, Clem, no, he gets into the mineral line and Classic's out of position. Oh my god. Drop into the main, nice cleanup. Classic defends the main, but still 6 probes go down, and Clem, he wants the Colossus, he wants him. He gets him, the Colossus goes down. Oh my god. Classic being torn apart. Losing 6 probes, losing a Colossus. Again, I believe the 4th base was seen from Clem, I believe. Classics was trying to be active. Yeah, you can see Clem rotating over towards the 4th base. At the same time, though, Classics moving in. Uh-oh. We're getting a little bit messy here. We're getting rowdy. This expansion is exposed. Classic will knock down the 3rd. At the same time, Clem is going for the 4th base, but that doesn't really matter as much. Yeah, the 4th has less value here. That's gonna be a kill. Yeah, massive pickup. Kills the CC. Clem is in trouble. This 4th base going down doesn't really mean as much, and Classic's going for the kill. He's going for the natural. He busts on in. Clem out of position. Force shield on the ramp. Oh, he can't get out. No. He barely can, actually. There we go. Force shield was misplaced. But Clem now is on 1 base. Down to 1 expansion. Clem still has the stronger army, that is true, but he has to fight. He needs to make use of it. He needs to make use of it here. Disruptors are on the way. Clem trying to collapse on the Colossus. He wants him. He wants a Colossus. Coming in with a surround. He sims in. Tries to. Yeah, there are Zealots in position. Marines are shut down. Classic, he makes it back home. Oh, barely takes down the Vikings. Yeah, massive Colossus wipes. And the longer this game goes on, the better it is for Classic. Classic just needs time. As he drops into the main base, 10 SCV kills, heavy losses for Clem. Colossus just going to town on this army. GG gets called as Classic, he holds, he defends, and we are going to the ace match. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Again, Clem, he was woefully out of position. He had no vision of Classic's army. Specifically, Clem was doing well for himself, but the moment that Classic won this game was when he hit the 3rd. When he moved out, when he hit the 3rd base, Clem was across the map. He had to do the 4th base. As we tried to emphasize, the 4th base did not matter as much as it was isolated, it was on his own, and Classic could break the 3rd and then push into the natural. There was just so much more available, so much more accessible to Classic. So much more. So Classic was able to just take the 3rd base and just keep on pushing from there, take down the natural, and just cripple Clem. And sure, Clem had a standing army, but the longer it went on, the more it went in favor of Classic. GG. GG, well played. We're now making our way to the ace match. This can end either way. Who will advance on? Clem or Classic? Only room for one in the next match. Only one, Pappy, only one. As game 3 is going to be on 10,000 feet. Here we go, we're loading into that third and final game of the series. One of these two will advance on to the next round. Who's going to be a spawning in the left-hand corner of 10,000 feet? We have the South Korean Pro display for Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the French Terran player for Team Liquid. It is Clem. We say Mlem. Here we go. We are getting into the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on 10,000 feet. One of these two will advance on to the decided match. The other will be knocked out of GSL. Oh boy. Again, we want to see Clem go far. We want to see him do well. But the pressure is on. Want some foreigner representation, Pappy, in GSL. True. So now we're opening up. Economic opener here by Clem, going for a single gas. Single gas racks expand. This time in Classic, he does not have as much momentum with the worker to be able to tase away at the mineral line and disrupt some of the mining. Not this time, as Classic is zoned away. There's that CC on location. A little bit delayed here and forcing some, once again, just forcing some inefficiencies out of Clem. Just slight inefficiencies. As that player is going to be opening up, and we'll see if Classic goes for something more aggressive this time, or even something more defensive. Last game we saw 3-gate blink, and we're expecting that again. This time, Clem, oh, hello, is going for his factory. So there's no, say, Tech Lab opener into Marauder. There's no second racks. There's no three racks. There's no third CC. Standard follow up here by Clem so far. And we have our tech of choice, Twilight Council, once again at a Classic. Does go for the Twilight Council into Blink. Welcome to 10,000 feet. As we mentioned earlier here, 10,000 feet is a very small map, a short rush distance by ground, but just because of the shorter rush distance doesn't really mean aggression is favored here, just because of how defendable the bases are. The main, the natural, the third, the fourth base are all very tight-knit, they're all very close together. So being the defending player and turtling up on 4 bases, it's not unheard of here. It's a little bit easier on 10,000 feet. But we'll see, we'll get there. For now, we have our 1-1-1 follow-up out of Clem. Tech Lab is on the way. Does leave things open here for an add-on swap. This Classic is going to be zoned away. Cash on the Adept. Then he'll lose his Reaper, but does trade somewhat. Does trade in Classic. Okay, going for a greedier build this time. Does go straight for the third. Yeah, straight for the third expansion. This time, I believe, 2-gate blink. 2-gate blink, no robo, straight into the third base. Hyper greed out of Classic, delaying his robo, delaying his third gateway. So Classic for the first time does cut corners, and we'll see if he gets away with it. This typically means that Classic is going to have a stronger mid game, as he will have a greater economy and a larger army as a result of that. The pressure is on Clem to punish Classic. If he fails to do so, then Classic is going to snowball out of control. The pressure's on. as the initial Raven will confirm the timing of the Nexus. So Clem, he now knows. Once he sees the base itself. Clem pokes in. Stalkers are in position. We have our charge follow-up here into Later Bay. And again, Classic, he is teching. And I don't think Clem saw the Nexus, by the way. I don't think he's aware. So far, Clem is cornered. We've seen this before, but Clem is pushing pre-stim. But there's only one tank. The only one. So Clem can apply some pressure here. Classy does spot this ahead of time. And catching the Observer. Very nice. Now Classy doesn't know how committed Clem is going to be. And Classic is unaware. Clem, he does not push. Stays in the center. Classic searching for any kind of rotation. Checking for the army. And it looks like Clem, he will hit with Stim. Yeah, Stim is about to finish up. Here come the reinforcements in the medevac. He's got his Widowmine, still only one tank. And Clem, can he break that third? Can he break through? Oh. Tank does siege. Tank does siege up, charge is now done. Forcing friendly fire. We have Order Stars coming in from behind as well. Not bad, cashing out 5 probes. Oh, but the Colossus has arrived. Yeah, massive swipe with the Marines. So far, it has been some decent economic damage at least. But you can see Classic getting ready for this round. Yeah, it's coming from behind. He wants a tank. He's gonna get it. Tank goes down. Yeah, avoids a Widowmine shot as well. A very nice engagement from Classic, and he should clean up all these Marines. Clem has to get the hell out of here. He does get caught at the same time while he's distracting Classic, going for a double drop into the main. Classic should have a recall, and there it is. Does recall in time. Quick reactions out of Classic. And Classic, he holds. Classic, he does hold, he does defend. Drop into the third. Clem doing the best he can to be aggressive here, but Classic is keeping up with everything. Denies drop of the third base, cleans up the Widowmines, minimal losses. May lose the Cybercore though. Not quite. The drop play does continue, but Clem, again, he's quite committed here. His third CC is much later, to the point where Classic should soon be getting a fourth. Oh. Yeah, Raven gets caught, massive pickup. Takes down the Raven, Zell stay. Oh, could have committed further in actually. Despite that, cleans up all the mines. 2 of them at least. Cleans up 2 mines. Oof. Yeah, catching a medevac. These are some heavy losses here for Clem. Losing medevacs, mines, the Raven. This does add up. And Classic does claim his 4th base before Clem has his 3rd. So nice time 4th. Clem now taking up, going for a 2nd starport into mass Viking production. But can Clem maintain that 3rd base? Here comes Classic. Crazy Link. Oof. Yeah, blinks in, bleeds out one of the Stalkers, bleeds out 2 Stalkers. And 2 Stalkers go down. We just keep reinforcing. Classic is going for the kill. He wants to try to break Clem here and now. Denies the 3rd. He at least denies the 3rd base at the same time. Nice counter drop. Yeah, very nice. A lot of probes going to be going down. Clem force a lift. Classic again. He doesn't quite break the natural. Doesn't need to. Does not need to. Oof. Medevac falls. Classic defends. Now he can fix it on the army. Nice focus firing as well. And Clem is struggling. They're losing so much here in the defense. And more importantly, doesn't have a 3rd. He does not have his 3rd expansion. Not yet. And forced to go for the drop again. He's moving out. He needs to force Classic back home. Ideally force a recall. Can he force a recall? Can he expand? Scholz's at home. Was at home to defend? Nothing. Yeah, there's that recall. And Clem can break out. So very nice double drop. He achieves what he wanted. Classic recalls back home. And Clem now can break out and expand. He can try to at least. Oh, that's 5 probes going down. No, the double jump! No, they're full! Oh my god, that's two full medevacs go down. Ay, ay, ay. Clem shaking his head on cams. He will deny the prism, but that's not the same. Yeah, the prism will get away. Oh, no. Yeah, Clem not feeling good about this. I mean, he's in a very rough position. He's behind economically, down in army. Does have a decent Viking count. True, that's the one thing he does have. A lot of Vikings. Clem wants to be active. He wants to. If he ever does move out, then the observer will confirm for Classic and let him know to engage. Oh, this does feel a little bit too soon. This does feel premature here for Classic. As ideally you want to wait for the Terran player to move out. DTs into the main base, catching up more CVs. And Clem just being torn apart here. 8 SCV kills. Forcing out 2 scans. There's still more DTs waddling in. Oh god, yeah, this is too much. This is far too much here. Game-ending damage. 11 SCVs. Clem, he's all in. You can see here he just F2s. He just F2s across the map. It's all he's got. Like, what else can he do? What else can he do? Clem, he's forced into the all-in. Either he kills Classic or he dies trying. He does have 10 Vikings. Got a lot of Vikings. He can two-shot a Colossus. Gets one volley off. Does move in. Classic taking it slow. He's maxed. I'm loving the hallucinating Colossus here. He can tank 2 volleys. Tank a couple of volleys. Liberation has arrived. Clem is going to rotate. As he's down to 34 SCVs. As I mentioned before, like, Clem is all in. Like, there's no coming back from this. He's going to kill. Gets a Colossus. Yeah, the fake Colossi are too far back. Second Colossus goes down to 2. Oh, very nice force fields. Slicing up the army. And Warpins are coming in from behind. Again, this army from Clem isn't really getting much bigger. But he has been trading well. Sets up all the freedom zones. That's a lot of liberation. Prism goes down. Free damage here on the Zealots. Clem, he can do this. He can do it. Liberators are a little bit late to siege here. They're late to siege up. Despite that, they maintain their position. So back the army. Yeah, still a messy engage here. The Vikings, they almost get another Colossus. We're down to 2. Down to 2. Down to 1. Yeah, 1 Colossus left. Again, this is not a clean defense at a Classic. He's got 1,000 minerals in the bank. Yo, we got to warp in. Spend your warp ins, Pappy. 1,500 minerals. We have been missing warp ins. Yeah, there is defensive warping behind the army. Classic still has 1,000 minerals in the bank. Classic is lack of macros. It's killing him. Clem, can you do it? Again, these Liberators, they're the MVPs. They're the MVPs. As Classic just cannot engage, there's so many freedom zones. There's too much liberation. Too much. Zones away. Classic does force the fight into the zones. And this is such a late reaction here. It's such a late decision, but Classic, he's going for the base trade. But it's such a late decision out of Classic. I do like this maybe 5 minutes ago, or I say 3 minutes ago. Like 3 minutes ago, this would have been more ideal. But again, it is such a late decision. Clem turns around? Wait, what? Okay. Clem does turn back around. He wants to collapse on his army. At the same time, Classic can't always recall. He has to get out of here. He's going to leave. Classic pulls away. But again, this is giving time for Classic to warp in. He's been given so much time. I say that we'll still lose a Colossus. Massive pickup. Colossus goes down. Clem does give chase. Dark Templar, they're enjoying up across the map. And Clem has been doing it. Like Clem, he has a massive army. He's been dominating these fights. He's been dominating. It's Classic warping in more Dark Templar. There's no, say, Immortals or Disruptors with the army. Clemmy's doing it. Un poquito más. Yeah, DTs are just being thrown away into liberation zones. They're being thrown away. Ninja bases are being found. Classic once again cannot fight this army. He'll lose the High Temple already. Forcing out premature storms. Classic caught out. Yeah, he's getting caught out here, getting pushed around. The Classic going to be losing everything. He does catch some reinforcements, but again, he has to leave. Classic, he's got to leave. Pulls away. These fringe bases are getting up and running. They're getting somewhat saturated. I spoke too soon. They're going to be shut down. This was a bit of a waste here for Classic. See, place some bases. And moving in. Does take a storm to the face, but he's so marauder heavy. He can tank storms. He can tank it. He knocks down one base, now going for another. Has plenty of energy for scans. Jesus. Clem has not been muling. He does so many scans. Classic's just being so annoying, just non-stop counterattacks, forcing him back home. Oh, catching out two Liberators, okay. Nice catch here from Classic. Gets into the mineral line. Classic doesn't need to put away. Oh. That's a little bit risky here. 4 mules. It's a little bit risky here as we have medevacs getting picked up as well. These are now heavier losses for Clem. Clem down to 13 SCVs. Classic, he's back in this. It's still very clutch, it's still very close. The army is still in favor of Clem. But these have been some rough engagements. As Zeltek laps in from behind, they trade very efficiently here. So many Marines go down. And here comes the storm. He's holding on to it. He's holding on to the storm. Clem is pulling apart. Drop back in. Another storm to defend. Holding on to it. Oh. Forcing a recall. Clem sims into the forward base expansion. Sims into the forward base. Cashing out a mineral land. That's a lot of probes going down. Oh my god. Heavy losses for Classic. He's losing the mineral land. 18 probe kills. There's so much supply here in medevacs. So much supply. We're getting messy. Clem at this point is on a 1-base economy. There's nothing left in the main. There's like 1 patch at the natural. It's just his third. It's just his third base. GG gets called. Yeah, Clem, he cannot maintain himself. And Clem is out of GSL. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very intense couple of moments there. Classic had this game in the bag, by the way. He had it in the bag, but then we were missing warpins, missing macro cycles. Clem had the bigger army, and Clem, he made Classic work for it. It went down to the wire towards the end there. In the end, Classic was able to backstab one too many times, cripple the economy, and again, Clem just could not sustain himself, and he was bleeding out some high-tech units, bleeding out Marauders, bleeding out Vikings as well. Liberators meant to say. Again, some heavy losses there for Clem. He could not sustain them, and his army was getting weaker as Classic was maintaining said army. GG, well played. Clem is out, and Classic will advance on into the decider match. It's going to be one final series, a best of 3 between Cure and Classic. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon.